In snake documentaries, their confidence shines. These slithering reptiles believe they can conquer any foe, big or small, with venom and constriction. But there's a twist. Sometimes a superior opponent emerges, leaving the snakes in a dire situation. Join us as we discover 20 instances where these overconfident serpents learned the hard way that confidence alone isn't enough for victory. Watch as they face the wrong opponents, reminding us that even the mightiest can fall. Number 20. Monitor lizard against rattlesnake. Rattlesnakes may be notorious for being super deadly, but as it turns out, they don't hold much ground when faced with the likes of a monitor lizard. You know these reptilian behemoths, right? Yeah, they've got a reputation for being tough as nails. Rumor even has it that they're immune to some forms of snake venoms. So picture this. A few years back, a nature documentary channel was filming a monitor lizard they'd named Dino. Things got really interesting when Dino ran into a rattlesnake. The showdown started, but it was over almost as quickly. Dino, that mad lizard, just clamped his jaws down on the snake's head. He was basically just toying with it. He even seemed to enjoy himself. Once he was done, Dino decided to treat himself. He just chowed down on the poor rattlesnake. This just goes to show the incredible predatory behavior of monitor lizards. They've got these super strong jaws, really sharp claws, and whippy tails they can use in a fight. And they're not picky eaters. They'll go for rodents, birds, eggs, fish, frogs, and yeah, even other lizards and snakes. So next time you see a monitor lizard, remember, this guy's not scared of a rattlesnake. He might just think it's lunchtime. Number 19. Mongoose versus Cobra. Now we have mongooses and their surprising ability to take on formidable opponents like snakes, even the mighty king cobra. At first glance, mongooses may resemble weasels, but they have their own unique features. With their elongated bodies and short ears, these carnivorous creatures possess some impressive qualities that make them more than just cute and cuddly. You see, mongooses have strong teeth that are capable of taking down larger prey than you might expect. While snakes are often seen as predators that can overpower weasels, it's a whole different story when it comes to mongooses. These feisty little critters have something up their sleeve that sets them apart from other animals. They can handle a bit of snake venom. Here's the fascinating part. Most mongooses produce a special glycoprotein that interacts with the venom's proteins, preventing it from causing severe harm. In other words, they have a built-in defense mechanism against the snake's potent venom. This unique ability gives mongooses an advantage in their battles with snakes, including those notorious king cobras. If you've ever watched videos of these intense encounters online, you'll be amazed at what you see. At first, it appears to be an evenly matched fight, with both the mongoose and the cobra exchanging bites. But as the battle unfolds, it becomes clear that the mongoose's agility, strength, and sharp teeth make it the ultimate winner. Number 18. Secretary bird against cobra. You won't believe what the secretary bird is capable of. Despite its slender feet, this bird is a force to be reckoned with. In fact, its powerful kicks can carry a whopping 5 times its own body weight. Impressive, right? But that's not all. Its reputation as a snake slayer is so renowned that it's even reflected in its Latin name, which translates to catcher of serpents, or snake. So time to break down the epic battle between a secretary bird and a king cobra. The king cobra, known for its deadly venom, thought it could take on the secretary bird. Well, it quickly realized that it was in for a rude awakening. As the battle ensued, the secretary bird wasted no time in showing off its extraordinary skills. With lightning speed and precision, it delivered swift and accurate kicks. Each kick packed enough power to take down prey much larger than itself. The cobra tried to slither away, but it simply couldn't match the incredible speed and agility of the secretary bird. Witnessing this one-sided confrontation, it becomes evident that the secretary bird is truly a marvel of nature. Its ability to deliver powerful kicks with such accuracy makes it one of the snake's deadliest enemies. The cobra, recognizing the danger, had no choice but to retreat. The secretary bird's incredible hunting abilities and fearless nature make it a formidable predator. Number 17. Frog versus inland snake. Hold on tight because we've got a wild story for you. It's all about a brave little green tree frog who fearlessly takes on a highly venomous snake called the inland or western taipan. This snake is no joke. It's considered one of the most venomous snakes in the world. Now, you'd think encountering such a deadly snake would send any creature running for cover, but not our fearless green tree frog. It saw an opportunity and decided to seize it. Sneaking up from behind, this crafty frog managed to catch the snake completely off guard. And what did it do? It swallowed the snake whole. Here's the interesting part. Despite its reputation for having lethal venom, taipan snakes are actually quite docile. They don't go around attacking unless provoked. They're not as ferocious as, let's say, the mighty king Cobra. However, let's be real here. Being snuck up on by a frog and eaten alive is probably provocative enough to qualify as an emergency, don't you think? Number 16. Rabbit versus snake. All right, let's talk about an unexpected showdown in the animal kingdom. Our key players are rabbits and snakes. At a first glance, you'd think a rabbit is just an easy lunch for a snake. But let us tell you, rabbits are not the pushovers you might think they are. They've been known to put up a good fight to defend themselves and their young, even against snakes that are bigger and stronger. For instance, one dramatic video posted by National Geographic back in 2015 showcased a mother eastern cottontail defending her babies from a black rat snake. In it, the courageous mama rabbit discovers the snake encroaching on her nest. Instead of running away, she launches into action, biting the snake and even pulling it away from her babies. She goes all in, rolling on her back and using her hind legs to try to inflict as much damage as possible. Despite several retreats by the snake, she persistently chases it away until it finally leaves for good. So there you have it. Rabbits, as small and cute as they are, can really hold their own when it comes to protecting their kin.
Bite! Bite the snake!
Number 15. Cat against a python. Just imagine, nestled in a modest hollow in a dirt mound, a mother cat sat vigilantly with her tiny brood. As it turned out, they were about to face an unexpected guest, a giant python. Now, if you're thinking kittens and cats are no match for a python, you're absolutely right. Normally, these reptiles can overpower and consume smaller creatures, including cats, so the odds were already stacked against our feline family. So picture the scene. The python slithers towards the dugout. An intense stare-off ensues, with both the cat and the python baring their teeth and hissing fiercely. It was an unmistakable declaration of intentions and defiance. But then, out of the blue, the mother cat springs into action. Imagine her, all claws and teeth, lunging at the imposing snake, biting down hard on its head. It's a startling sight, an example of raw maternal instinct and courage. The python, evidently caught off guard and injured, retreats swiftly, slithering away empty-handed. Now you might think that cats are usually on the losing side of such encounters, and you'd be right. But this tenacious mother was determined not to become a statistic, or to let her defenseless kittens fall prey to the python. Number 14. Honey badger versus mole snake. Here's an interesting story about an unlikely face-off in the animal kingdom. A mole snake, while not venomous, is a robust constrictor known for inflicting painfully serious bites. Once infected, these bites could lead to a slow, excruciating death. If that's the case, one might argue the mole snake could be as deadly as its venomous counterparts. Our story unfolds when a mole snake sets its sights on a rather audacious target, a honey badger. For those who aren't familiar, honey badgers are known for their tenacity, fearlessness, and aggression. They are not to be underestimated. This particular encounter started with the mole snake attempting to exploit the badger's weak spot by aiming for its head. But the honey badger was not about to play the victim. On the contrary, it was ready to engage and fight off its opponent. Seeing the badger's determination, the snake quickly realized its misstep and tried to make a swift escape. However, the honey badger was not about to let its attacker get away that easily. It continued to pull the snake back towards itself, landing powerful bites. In the end, the honey badger managed to land a decisive blow, incapacitating the snake with a firm bite to its jaw. Thus, the confrontation reached its conclusion. The snake, having bitten off more than it could chew, ended up losing the battle to the determined honey badger. This encounter is a prime example of the unpredictable and fascinating nature of wildlife. Number 13. Alligator against python. Let's talk about a unique face-off between a python and an alligator. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But this isn't a made-up tale. It actually happened at the Shark Valley Visitor Center in Florida's Everglades Park. The clash, which was caught on video, took place in the water. The python and the alligator were locked in what seemed to be a titanic struggle, except the alligator seemed to be exerting minimal effort. The python made some movements here and there, possibly trying to escape or maybe fighting back, but the alligator was undeterred. After a few intense minutes, the scuffle ended with the alligator emerging victorious. Now, you may think that the result was inevitable, right? Alligator versus python, it's no contest. But the fascinating thing is that pythons have been known to win such confrontations. It might sound bizarre, but the previous year at the same national park, a 10-foot python was found attempting to devour a 4-foot alligator. In that scenario, a professional snake catcher had to intervene to rescue the alligator from becoming a python's lunch. So, despite the evident strength and ferocity of an alligator, pythons are also serious contenders in the wild. Number 12. Red-tailed hawk versus rattlesnake. Alright, so here's a story for you from the age-old rivalry between birds and snakes. Both are champions in their own domains, birds in the skies and snakes on the ground, and their clashes have been epic. This one time, a camera captured a breathtaking showdown in the wild between a red-tailed hawk and an American diamondback rattlesnake. This showdown happened right in the heart of the desert. The hawk zeroed in on the snake, swooping down for a swift kill. But the snake wasn't going to be an easy catch. It quickly recoiled and put some distance between itself and the hawk, about 5 feet or so. But the hawk was far from done. This bird is a master strategist. It spread its wings wide, drawing the snake's attention, almost inviting it to take a swipe. The snake unfortunately fell for it. Once the rattlesnake lunged, the hawk saw its opportunity and swiftly moved in. It was a surprise strike the snake didn't see coming. With the rattlesnake in its clutches, the hawk's talons dug into the snake's head. You could almost feel the tables turning. Despite the snake's rattling warning, it was game over. The hawk had established itself as the superior predator in this encounter. In the end, the red-tailed hawk made short work of the rattlesnake. It was an epic tussle, a testament to the survival of the fittest. And the reward for the hawk's persistence? A well-earned meal, the spoils of a hard-fought victory. Quite the dramatic tale from the wild, wouldn't you say? Number 11. Hedgehog versus a viper. Well, have you ever seen a hedgehog? Those little creatures are ridiculously cute, aren't they? These little fellows can be surprisingly fierce when they need to be. Their cute, spiky exteriors, the same ones that make us go, aw, are actually their secret weapon. It's like having a suit of armor made entirely out of tiny spears. So when a hedgehog feels threatened, its immediate response is to turn into a prickly, unappetizing ball of spikes. Now let us present a particular confrontation between a hedgehog and a snake. Picture a sneaky viper slithering up, eyeing the hedgehog as its next meal. One might think that a hedgehog would be an easy meal for a viper, but that is not always the case. But our furry friend isn't new to this game. It knows what to do. It rolls up, presenting an unappetizing ball of spikes to the unsuspecting snake. They also seem to be immune or resistant to the viper venom, as they do not show any signs of distress or weakness after being bitten. The logic is pretty straightforward. As the snake continues to strike futilely against the hedgehog's spiky shield, it's really just wasting energy. Either the snake wears itself out and eventually slinks away, or the hedgehog seizes an opportunity to counterattack. In both cases, our little prickly hero comes out on top. Number 10. Pack of dogs against Cobra. When it comes to snakes, facing a group of adversaries doesn't always spell defeat. In fact, their potent bites make them quite formidable, capable of holding their ground even against multiple opponents. However, this king cobra found itself in a predicament when it got entangled with not just one or two, but a whole pack of 5 determined dogs. Canines are naturally evolved to work together as a cohesive unit, capitalizing on their pack mentality. This collaborative instinct kicked into high gear during this extraordinary incident, and the dogs coordinated their efforts flawlessly. Now imagine the scene: a fierce king cobra pitted against a unified pack of dogs, each with their own role to play. It's a real-life showdown straight out of an action movie. Although an individual dog might have had a challenging time going head-to-head with the cobra, the combined strength and strategy of the pack proved to be a force to be reckoned with. Throughout the intense battle, the dogs employed a clever tag-team approach. One agile pooch would divert the snake's attention, drawing its focus away, while another would seize the opportunity to launch targeted attacks. Nipping at the tail and grabbing at the midsection, these dogs demonstrated a well-coordinated assault that kept the cobra off balance. The skirmish between the pack of dogs and the king cobra raged on for several minutes, with each side showcasing their skills and determination. This captivating clash highlights the significance of strength in numbers and the effectiveness of teamwork, even in the face of a formidable opponent like King Cobra. Number 9. Eagle versus a cobra. The scene was set with a short-toed eagle perched high on a tree branch, sizing up a spectacled cobra coiled down below. The eagle swooped down to grab the cobra with its sharp talons, but the cobra was too quick and managed to evade the attack with a swift dodge and a threatening hiss. Undeterred, the eagle landed on the ground to face the cobra directly. The cobra, ever the feisty contender, raised its hood and spewed a stream of venom at the eagle. But the eagle was quicker and managed to flap its wings and sidestep the venom. The tension was palpable. Still eager to defend itself, the cobra tried to strike with its fangs but missed. The two opponents circled each other, each waiting for an opportunity. The eagle saw its chance and pecked at the cobra's tail, but the cobra was fast and bit the eagle's leg in response. The eagle was relentless, though. In a final bid for escape, the cobra tried to slither away, but the eagle was on it in a flash, blocking its path. The cobra, not giving up without a fight, turned around and spat venom yet again. The eagle was ready for it, though. It deftly dodged the venom, lunged, and clamped down on the cobra's neck with its beak. After a brief struggle, the cobra eventually stopped moving. Now, isn't that a duel you'd pay to watch? Number 8. Bobcat against Rattlesnake. How about a wild story about a fearless bobcat taking on a rattlesnake? These bobcats are known to be fierce and ferocious, and when it comes to a fight, they leave nothing on the table. Now, you might think that facing a snake, especially a venomous one, would require some special skills or abilities. But this bobcat had one thing on its side: pure aggression. So, let's get the scoop on the action. The bobcat found itself under attack by a rattlesnake, and it was time to defend itself. With lightning-fast reflexes, the bobcat unleashed a flurry of powerful slaps, targeting the snake's head again and again. It was a relentless assault, showing just how determined this bobcat was to protect itself. But the rattlesnake wasn't going down without a fight. It extended itself, perhaps thinking it could strike back. Little did it know that the bobcat had one final move up its sleeve. With impeccable timing, the bobcat delivered a decisive blow, ending the encounter with a flourish. And just like that, the bobcat emerged victorious, securing a well-deserved meal as a reward for its bravery and tenacity. It's a stunning example of nature's battles and the survival instincts of these remarkable creatures. Number 7. Chicken against snake. Now we have a gripping tale of bravery and survival. This story is all about a mother hen, her chicks, and an unlikely adversary, a venomous cobra. This stunning display of a mother's love and courage was captured on film in a narrow alley where the hen and her chicks found themselves cornered by the slithering predator. Cobras, as you might already know, are potent venomous snakes capable of growing up to 6 meters in length. They're identifiable by the hood they expand when feeling threatened or aggressive. On the other hand, the humble hen is a domesticated bird, well-loved for its ability to lay hundreds of eggs in a year. But it's not just about egg-laying when it comes to hens. They are known for their strong maternal instincts. The video chronicles the mother hen's fearless stand against the cobra. She spreads her wings wide, clucks defiantly, and bravely pecks at the snake. Despite the cobra lifting its head and attempting to strike, the hen masterfully dodges its attacks, standing her ground to protect her chicks. All this while, the tiny chicks huddle in a corner of the alley, sheltered by the courage of their mother. Displaying tactical acumen, the hen manages to usher her chicks out of the corner in small groups. But the persistent cobra continues to pursue them, undeterred. The video concludes with the mother hen still engaged in her protective battle against the cobra. The chicks are scattered around the alley, their safety for the moment hinging on their mother's unyielding courage. Number 6. Leopard against python. You might think that a bobcat is intimidating, but when compared to a leopard, it's a whole different story. Leopards are the real heavyweights in the predatory world. What makes them so formidable? Well, for starters, their night vision is exceptional. Their pupils can dilate to allow them to see almost perfectly in the dark, giving them a significant advantage over their prey. Let's rewind to an interesting encounter between a leopard and a python. The python, perhaps feeling adventurous, emerged from its aquatic abode to challenge a hungry leopard. Now, this was during the day, not the leopard's prime hunting time, but the big cat still managed to hold its own impressively. Honestly, it felt like the match was over before it even began. Once the leopard had scoped out the situation and assessed its surroundings, it was only a matter of time until it had the python in its grasp. And grasp it did. The leopard swiftly snatched its prey and tried to haul it away from the water's edge. But in a surprising turn of events, the python managed to wriggle free. It darted back to its watery home, just in the nick of time. You have to admit that python really dodged a bullet there. A pretty incredible display of nature's power and unpredictability, wouldn't you say? Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. One of our subscribers shared an image with us that has left him and his friends wondering and puzzled. They were having the time of their lives on the safari in South Africa, until while passing by they snapped this picture. Now they can't go back and find out more about it. Who do you think would win the battle of the silverback and the snake? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. Mantis against snakes. You wouldn't believe it if you hadn't seen it with your own eyes, but that little green bug, the praying mantis, is one heck of a predator in the insect world. It's almost like it was born with an entire kit of assassin tools, making it incredibly effective at what it does. It's fascinating to see how it uses its spiky limbs to secure its prey. They're like mini daggers, built into its body that can hold the catch of the day in place. And if that's not impressive enough, wait till you hear about its vision. With a total of 5 eyes, 3 right in the middle and 1 on each side of its distinct triangular head, it can pick up on the tiniest movements in its surroundings. Now let's take a step back and recall this particular encounter between a mantis and a snake. Unaware of the deadly fate that awaited it, the snake found itself slithering into the mantis's turf. And how did our tiny green friend respond? With all the cool composure of a seasoned killer, it seized the intruding reptile. Believe it or not, it started feasting on the snake right then and there, while the snake was still alive. It just goes to show, size isn't everything in nature's battleground. Number 4. Snapping turtle against a snake. Let us take you back to an extraordinary spectacle of nature that unfolded between a large snapping turtle and an equally sizable water snake. This remarkable event was captured on camera by photographer and videographer Carrie B. Wicks. Snapping turtles are notorious for their long lifespan, living up to approximately 45 years in the wild. Surviving for that long requires some serious life skills and a hefty dose of street smarts, especially when it comes to securing their meals. Carrie, who initially noticed a water snake struggling to clamber onto a concrete slab out of the water, decided to investigate. Switching on his GoPro, he started filming, curious about the scene unfolding before him. A large snapping turtle had the snake firmly in its grip, devouring the water snake tail first. The turtle, showcasing its natural power and persistence, kept reeling the snake back towards it. The intense struggle continued until finally the turtle dragged the snake under the concrete slab to finish its meal in peace. It's important to note that this unfortunate snake was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Snapping turtles aren't picky eaters. Their diet includes a broad range of food, from plants to insects, frogs, small turtles, mammals, birds, crayfish, and of course, snakes. Number 3. Scorpion versus snake. So, let's talk about a real-life plot twist that's happened out in the wild. You know how we often assume the bigger creature is likely to win in a fight? Well, when it came to scorpions and snakes, this rule got tossed out the window. Scorpions, small as they may be, have proven to be quite the formidable foe for snakes, and you wouldn't believe how they managed to turn the tables. Take a moment to consider the scorpion's build. They've got this tough exoskeleton, which basically serves as a suit of armor. It's so sturdy that it protects them from being crushed, making it a real challenge for snakes to bite through. Plus, scorpions have this knack for hiding in burrows, which really comes in handy when launching surprise attacks. Now, if you were out in a desert and had the chance to witness these encounters, you'd find that they don't immediately dive into a battle. It's more of a slow-burning drama than an action-packed showdown. There's a lot of circling, sizing each other up, some tentative nudges and jabs. It's like they're trying to decide whether the fight is really worth it. And the intriguing part is, not every scorpion-snake face-off turns into a full-blown fight. Sometimes, after all that posturing and prowling, they decide to just head their separate ways. A sort of mutual agreement, if you will, that the battle isn't worth the effort. Number 2. Rat against a snake. Let's delve into a tale of an incredible showdown in the animal kingdom featuring a mother rat and a snake. This confrontation was captured on film in Naples, Italy by Rojas Montesinos Avi. In this viral clip, the snake, believed to be a type of non-venomous racer, can be seen slithering across the ground with a baby rat, probably a brown rat, clenched in its mouth. Just when you think all is lost for the baby rat, the scene takes an unexpected turn. The mother rat, also a brown rat, dashes into the frame and lunges at the snake. She fiercely bites and scratches at the snake, showing the lengths a mother will go to protect her offspring. The snake tries to make a run for it, baby rat still in tow, but the mother rat isn't about to let that happen. She continues to give chase, causing the snake to drop the baby several times. But the tenacious mother doesn't relent, and finally the snake is forced to abandon its meal for good. In a triumphant end, the mother rat grabs her baby by the scruff of its neck and dashes off to safety, leaving the snake behind. As the video draws to a close, we see a close-up of the mother rat carrying her baby away. The baby rat appears to be alive and moving, but its condition was uncertain. Number 1. Iguana escaping snake. Let's dive into the incredible tale of an iguana facing off against a pack of hungry snakes. Picture this. An iguana, just minding its own business, finds itself in a serious predicament as it becomes the target of not just one, but several killer snakes. As the iguana tries to buy some time, the snakes slowly close in, stalking their prey with deadly intent. But then, in a breathtaking moment, the iguana makes its move. With lightning-fast reflexes, it lifts its body and takes off in a burst of incredible speed. And the snakes wasted no time giving chase. The iguana faced a major challenge. The terrain was rough and uneven, making it difficult for it to land properly with each step. But that didn't stop the determined iguana. It pressed on, despite the odds stacked against it. However, as fate would have it, the iguana eventually got caught. It seemed like all hope was lost. But wait. In a twist of luck, the iguana managed to wriggle its way out of the snake's clutches, defying all expectations. Such a narrow escape. Summoning its last ounce of strength, the iguana made a daring leap to safety, leaving its hungry predators behind. It was a triumphant moment, showcasing the iguana's incredible survival instincts and resilience. In the face of danger, this iguana showed us what it means to never give up, even when facing overwhelming odds. Which of these opponents shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.